So, we're back. Yes, we're back. As once again, in the week that has just passed, which team has dominated the headlines once again? No, it's not Manchester City sitting at the top of the Premier League table. It's not Arsenal having one of their best seasons in decades. It's not Liverpool, despite the fact that Jurgen is cracking up. No. It's lowly United. The lowly United that apparently no one cares about. But of course, everyone with a sane mind knows that if you don't mention United, that if you don't spread rumours about United, that if you don't chat about Ten Hag, whether you think he's a good manager or not, you will just not sell your newspapers. YouTubers will not get as many views. The media would come burning town, and TalkSport would disappear forever. And in this week, Ten Hag has come out swinging, and anything that is thrown his way, any lies, any rumours, will be go like this and smashed out of the absolute park. Yeah, that was a baseball reference. So again, many rumours were spread this week, and the biggest of them all was that United this summer are going to have a massive clear out, or a clearance if you will, or Black Friday in July if you will. I mean, what is with that? Black Friday is only once a year in November, so why does every company try and invent a Black Friday every month? And no, United are not having a Black Friday in July either. And to any fans that believed that, are they gullible? Why would United announce before the season has ended that they're going to sell every single player, or that they're willing to listen to offers for every single player apart from Mainu, Højlund and Garnacho? Does that sound believable? And Ten Hag has said the same thing, and he's basically said that they're all just chatting shit. We have a massive FA Cup final coming up, a massive FA Cup final against our crosstown rivals Manchester City. So if you're basically saying to their players that none of yous are going to be here this summer, that you're basically surplus to requirements, why would they give a damn in that final? They'd probably sabotage United instead, and we'd get absolutely hammered. Yes, we might still get absolutely hammered, even with 100% effort, but by telling players they're surplus to requirement, that's damping down a guaranteed loss in that game. I was actually saying this to one of my mates yesterday when we were just talking about it. It's just common sense. Though to be fair, if I was really smart, I would have combed my hair a bit before the video. Yeah. Still not looking neat at the moment, but a bit better than before. Anyway, on to the next bit of news. Now that we've established that it was stupid for people to even believe that rumour, Jadon Sancho put in a great, brilliant, one of the all-time performances apparently yesterday in the Champions League semi-final, and according to a stat that I read, he completed the most dribbles by an Englishman and the most dribbles by anyone since Lionel Messi in 2008 in the Champions League. But does this mean that United made a mistake letting him go? Was Ten Hag an idiot for letting him go? And does Ten Hag have an agenda against Sancho? Let's first get into the agenda bit. So, a few weeks ago I heard a YouTuber saying that Ten Hag, ever since he came to the club, was always looking for an excuse to get Sancho out of the club. But is that really true? If Ten Hag really hated Sancho, would he have sent him on that 3-month break to Holland last year? He sent him on that break, he came back, and he put in a few actual decent performances when he came back, and guess what? Ten Hag actually played him quite a bit. Now come this season, when we see Sancho screaming games late into the night, when we hear, and I can't say this for sure, but when we hear that Sancho is not training properly, was Ten Hag really in the wrong to have a problem with him? I actually really like Sancho. I want him at United, and I think he's actually perfectly suited to Ten Hag's system, and I think if we had some better players around him, more technical players, we'd actually see the best of Sancho. Same with Anthony, who I think is a quality player. But if he was really having discipline problems, Ten Hag was correct to have a problem with him. He's had these same problems at Dortmund, he had these same problems at City. Apparently this is why City let him go. But no one will mention Dortmund, no one will mention City. No, everyone has to mention the meme Manchester United, because everyone wants to have their little chance, their little day in the sunshine, when they can fulfill their lifelong dream of criticising United. And no one will also mention the fact that since Sancho has gone to Germany, he has something like 3 goals and 3 assists in 20 games, exactly the same stats to what Anthony has in his last 20 games. So is he really pulling up trees in Germany, or did he just have one of the great performances yesterday? And did he put in that performance due to the fact that European football is slower than the Premier League? Will he be able to replicate these same performances in the Premier League if he comes back next season? And the last bit before we move on from this Sancho talk. So everyone has a lot of sympathy for Sancho, rightly or wrongly, but if everyone has this energy and sympathy for Sancho, where is all of this sympathy for Rashford? If Sancho acted unprofessionally, but we should still have him in the team because he's apparently a great footballer, why does Rashford not get that same sympathy? He's got 30 goals last season. He's had 2 or 3 or 4 other really good seasons for United. But no, if Rashford goes out clubbing, or anything, or even if he's scoring, even if he's doing well, dribbling the ball and everything, Rashford will always have the microscope on him. We should have that same microscope on Sancho and every other player. He can't pick and choose. And on to the next point, a message to Arsenal fans. Do any Arsenal fans even watch me? Who the hell knows? But my message to Arsenal fans, I'm actually really sorry, and I'm actually quite saddened by this myself. But, and a big but, Even if City lose to Tottenham, I'm afraid to say that Arsenal are still probably going to lose the league. Why? Because you still have to come to the home of the greatest football team in the world, Manchester United, backed by the greatest fans in the world. And why do I have so much confidence going into this game? Well, United always turn up for the big games. The United fans always turn up for the big games. Every big team struggles slightly, at least slightly, against Manchester United. And if Manchester United are out for it that day, and if Bruno Fernandes is up for it that day, United have a very, very good chance of beating Arsenal that day. And lastly, to end this video, the anti-United agenda has reared its head once again. And this is just a little bit that I read right now, or the video would have ended on a previous point. But let's get into it. Howard Webb has apparently praised VAR for the call that was given against Onana. He said, and I quote, "That situation in week number 1 at Old Trafford should have led to a VAR intervention and did not. This is very similar. Onana coming out and not making contact with the ball, making heavy contact with his opponent, not seen by the referee on the field. This is very similar. He sees Wan-Bissaka head the ball away, but doesn't see the contact on Amdouni, and the VAR sees that pretty quickly. It's a clear error not to award the penalty kick, and therefore recommends that the referee looks at it at the screen for himself and sees that heavy contact." But the question I have for Howard Webb is, why did he not mention the penalty call when Anthony crossed the ball into the box at the end of the game? We should have had a penalty. Why no mention of the incident in the FA Cup semi-final? The penalty given against Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Why? And I ask again, why? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Peace. And by the way, anyone sleeping on this beautiful sport really needs a wake-up call themselves. But to be fair, only tactical geniuses like me actually get it. Nah, I'm only messing. I was just saying that to take the piss out of one of my subscribers. Named Say What You Want MJ. He said he hates snooker. I love it.